Good day everyone, welcome back to CT Skylines Philippines edition. This is Isla Ivatan episode number 18. Last episode we built a Chinatown. I noticed that the rooftops are looking pretty bare and boring. Someone made a comment that I should add some clothes drying and planters on the rooftops to make them more realistic, which makes a lot of sense. I imagine these buildings are not only used for commercial purposes. Most business owners probably lives in the same building, or the rooms are getting rented out. I assume that the apartments are pretty tiny, so the residents have to do their laundry and they have to dry them on the rooftops. A very small percentage of Filipinos own an electric washer or dryer. Even the elite rarely owns a washer and dryer. It's because hiring someone to do their laundry for them by hand is cheaper than owning a washer and dryer. Electricity prices in the Philippines are the second highest in Asia, and it is considered relatively high compared to global standards, thanks to heavy reliance on imported fossil fuels from the Middle East and uncompetitive market structures. High electricity rates in the Philippines have also been slowing down the growth of many small and medium enterprises and preventing manufacturing companies from further expanding locally, hence opting to just outsource production abroad. In result, Filipinos are out of jobs. Even when you have a college degree, the competition is extremely high, forcing many Filipinos to work abroad. We call them Overseas Filipino Workers, or OFW. Last episode, I asked if you know what soup number 5 is. Then I'll name one of the buildings after you. I had a handful of people responded, so I'll just name these buildings to all of them. So congratulations to Wireloff, Airland, Explode Force, and Karlshorst. Soup number 5 is a popular street food in Chinatown and it's made of bull genitals. I've never had it myself, but it's known to taste really good and believed to have aphrodisiac properties. Just like Erland said, it is also known as lanxiao, which was adapted from Chinese descendants who speak Hokkien dialects, of which lanxiao in Hokkien means male's genitals. This episode we are going to focus on building a low middle class neighborhood and a high school. Low middle class residential is something I avoided for a little while because Philippine houses are something does not exist in the workshop, or at least it didn't before this episode. I could have just used the Japanese and Thai houses that are currently available in the workshop and call it a day. Don't get me wrong, they look really good and they fit quite nicely in this city. I used them several times in this series, but I had to be really careful about using them too much. If I do that, then I could easily lose that Philippine vibe. Then you wouldn't be watching this series. I really want this series to be unique as much as possible compared to other City Skyline series out there. So I decided to make several new assets and I'm really ecstatic how they all turned out. That was also the reason why it's been more than a month since the last episode. The first few assets I'm about to show you guys are level 1 commercial. I got the inspiration from a Facebook page called Philippine Urban Diorama. I will put a link to their page in the description below. I really think that you should check them out because they make some terrific dioramas. And I'm gonna get a lot of inspiration from them when creating assets in the future. So now we have a Western Union and an LBC. LBC is a courier service based in the Philippines. This is where our OFWs will send their packages to their loved ones back home. I'm gonna mention the OFWs again because of the many hardships that they are going through right now in the middle of the pandemic. For all of you kids watching this video 5 or 10 years from now, the year is currently 2020 and we are currently in the middle of COVID-19 outbreak. Thousands of OFWs today are in a rough situation. Many of them were repatriated back to the Philippines and was placed under the mandated 14-day quarantine at the airport. Most of them were not released for at least 3 months even when tested negative for the virus. After being released from the airport, these poor people ended up living under the bridge for several weeks because of the mass transportation shutdown. People have already died from hunger and disease. I've also seen reports where OFWs were kicked out of the house where they were working abroad because they are sick. And now they are helpless, living out in the streets, scavenging for food from trash. I can't imagine what these people are going through right now. They are breadwinners and they are the main driving force of the Philippine economy, sustaining millions of family members, and I think they deserve much, much better. So, if you are an overseas Filipino worker, or if your parents or brother, sister, wife, or husband is an OFW, my hat is off to you. I think you are a modern day hero and you deserve better. So give yourself or family member a shout out in the comment below. Let me know what they do. Let me know where they were or are currently working at. Then I will name one of these houses under your name. It's the least I can do. Or maybe I could even change the name of the streets. I think there's a mod for that, but I'll figure it out for the next episode. So this is another new asset that I created. It is a Philippine level 1 commercial asset. In real life, they are mixed residentials with hole-in-the-wall establishments down below. So this will be directly across the street from the high school. The students could go across the street to get something to eat. There will be a pancit place, tapsilogan, lugaw queen, or maybe some tokneneng, kwek-kwek, isaw, or kikiam, siomai. There's also going to be a couple of computer cafes where the students could use the internet or play whatever video game kids play nowadays. I don't know, what do you guys play nowadays? For me, it was either Counter-Strike or StarCraft, back then when Windows XP was a hit. Moving on across the street is our Philippine high school. This high school will come out as an asset pack. It will include 4 buildings and a prop. You will need to subscribe to Loading Screen mod because all of these assets share the same texture to save you some RAM. The first building will be the admin building. There will be a gate at the bottom center, so you'll have to draw a pedestrian path through it so people could come in and out. The second building is a 3-story classroom building. Then the third building is just a 2-story building. I imagine this is where the arts and crafts building. I know my art teacher is watching right now. She'll be on the second floor mentoring future architects, designers, and YouTubers. The fourth building is the stage. Then I included the bleachers as a prop. All of these assets are customizable to your liking. You can change the color of the roof if you are using the painter mod. You can change them to procedural object and do some crazy stuff with it. But I just like it really simple. This layout is inspired from the high school that I went to, where I've met multitude of great people, including my wife. Most schools in the Philippines pretty much have the same layout. But I think anybody who's building a Southeast Asian city could benefit from these assets. Then this one is my favorite area of the school, where I put several details. It's just a little space tucked in the corner where the cool kids would hang out during their vacant period, or even rehearse for their presentation or whatever. Or they could just easily go over the Backwood and sneak out to go across the street and play video games. Then Mang Rolly will catch them, then they'll go straight to the guidance counselor. So don't do that, kids. Stay in school. Now I'm just plopping the neighborhood around the school. This is the boring part, so I had to cut out a big chunk of this video. By the way, I wanted to thank all of you for supporting this channel. It's been 9 months since I started this series, and I'm very happy to tell you that we've hit our first milestone of 1,000 subscribers, and it wouldn't have been possible without you guys helping this channel grow. I know 1,000 subscriber is not a big deal compared to other big YouTubers, but it is a huge deal for me. I wasn't really expecting to get more than 100 subscribers when I started this series 9 months ago. But you subscribing to this channel lets me know that you guys are interested in the content, and it gives me motivation to make more videos. So I'm really appreciative of you guys supporting this channel. And I do read all of your comments and suggestions. There are a lot of really great suggestions and feedbacks which make our content even better. So if you are old or new to this channel, let me know what you guys want to see in our future episodes. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter so you can see announcements and other videos for what I do. Otherwise, thanks for watching, mabuhay, and see you next time.